You're listening to Give Yourself Some Leeway with me, your host, Eugene Lee. I spent the last 4 years trying to discover how to break the burnout cycle. And as a high achiever in a fast-paced world, it's very easy to slip back into old habits that leave you feeling overwhelmed and left behind. If you're anything like me, then you need to hear this. It's not your fault. Each episode is dedicated to help break the stigma around mental health in the workplace, end burnout culture for good, and the action steps that you can take today to do your part towards your personal growth and success. I am so happy that you're here today, and thank you again for joining us. Now, there's one favor that I asked of you for yourself in 2024. One thing you can do for yourself to set yourself up for the year, and that's not to set a New Year's resolution. Instead, take some time to self-reflect, to become aware of why do you want to set a goal for the year. Think about the 4 human desires when it comes to setting a goal. What is the outcome? What do you want? Do you want to feel more alive? Do you want to find a deeper connection? Is it a meaningful pursuit? And does it help you to level up, to grow in some way? Because if you're setting a New Year's resolution or you're trying to set a goal and it does not tie into any of these 4 areas, more than likely it's because you're either following someone else or you're not setting the goal for the right reason. And it's very hard to stay consistent and disciplined if it doesn't fall into any of these 4 areas. So if you haven't already, check out episode 101, where I do a deep dive into these 4 areas before setting a goal. So take the time this month and really focus on what do you truly want to achieve in 2024. Today, I want to focus more on when you're setting a goal for yourself. Is it because you're focusing on changing the things that you don't have in your life? Or is it because you want to invest more in the things you already have and maybe use them a bit better? For example, a lot of the time, people set a goal for the healthy lifestyle that they never had, or that they feel that they should have, but never gave time to actually, invest in it, or give it the time that it requires to stay healthy, to stay fit. And oftentimes they chase, let's say, the extrinsic motivational factors like, oh, I want to have a 6-pack by the summer. And that's not very realistic. I mean, once you achieve that, achieve that low body fat, you're like, okay, I've sacrificed eating all of my favorite foods in order to get here. And now that I've achieved it, I know that I can't maintain it unless I continue to sacrifice all my favorite foods because I've been starving myself or I've been treating myself so badly the past 6 months in order to achieve this by summer. Rather than looking at the things you already have and taking the small steps and enjoying the process, that's where you find that true feeling of fulfillment in trusting in the process. Today, I want you to focus on setting goals that are more about enjoying what you have rather than chasing the things that you don't. Especially when we're highly driven to achieve and be as productive as possible and to achieve as much as we can by the end of the year. Oftentimes, when we set these milestones, they're markers of, how we're evolving, how we're improving, how we're adapting, but they don't create the same emotional fulfillment that we think they will. But once we achieve this milestone, it's what's next? Rather than being like, oh, I've achieved this, and actually celebrating that achievement and acknowledging how far you've come. Oftentimes, we get so caught up in the what's next. So rather than looking for the things this year that you want to change that you don't have in your life, take a step back and learn to appreciate the things that you already have. And what's the next step in terms of achievement in the things you already have in your life? So today I'm just going to give you a list of different ideas that you can reflect on. Maybe these are the changes, these are the goals you want to set for 2024 to enjoy the things you already have in your life rather than chasing bright and shiny objects that you don't have and adding them to the pile. So here's a list of ideas to help get you started. So, number one, pick up where you left off. Finish the half read books on your shelf. Eat what's left in the cupboard. Wear what you own in ways that you never thought of before. Apologize and mean it. Call old friends. Revisit old projects. Try driving to work on a different road or a different route, or walking to work on a different route. Two, seek out ways to appreciate the way people are, not the way you want them to be. It is not your job to judge who is deserving of your love and kindness. It is not your job to fix anybody. It is only your job to love them in whatever way is appropriate. You are not anyone else's God. 3. Make time for the friends you have more than you seek out the ones you don't. Stop counting how many people are in your life, as though hitting a certain tally will make you feel loved. Start appreciating how rare and beautiful it is to even have just one close friend in your life. Not everybody is so lucky. 4. Each day, write down one thing your body allowed you to do, whether it was watching your favorite show, or listening to the sounds on the street on the way to work, or being able to see a computer screen, or hug someone you love. Focus on what your body does more than what it looks like doing it. 5. Learn to love things that don't cost much. Learn to love simple food and cooking it, being outside, the company of a friend, going for walks, watching the sunrise, a full night's sleep, a good day's work. 6. Start a journal of days where you write down a sentence or two to sum up each day for a year. The reason keeping up with a journal or journaling is not only sustainable for a week or two is because we don't have the time or the energy to thoughtfully or extensively detail how our day goes. Yet we miss out on the incredible opportunity to see how far we've come in our daily lives. So just write down one sentence that sums up the day before bed. In a year, you'll be grateful that you did. 7. Find meaning and joy in the work that you do, not the work that you wish you did. Finding fulfillment in your work is never about pursuing your idea of what your purpose is. It is always about infusing purpose into whatever it is that you do. Do a spend cleanse where you only use what you have for a period of time. Don't buy anything new. Teach yourself the art of denying immediate gratification for the sake of something more important. And show yourself that you already have more than you need, or at least more than you think that you need, even when it doesn't really feel like it. Give everything you own a home. It is essentially the key to feeling at peace in your own space. Go through your belongings and only keep what's purposeful or beautiful to you, and then assign each of those things a home or a space to return to each night. It makes maintaining a flow in your space effortless and calming. Aspire to be someone who gives things meaning, not who seeks things to give them meaning, So rather than chasing success, chase kindness. Rather than believing that wealth is the mark of a life well lived, believe that intelligence is, or kindness is, or open-mindedness is. Open-mindedness is. Do the most important things immediately in the morning. Give yourself that win. Give your energy to what matters most when you have the most of it. It also helps you define what really matters to you. And finally, learn to pace yourself. If at any point that you're doing anything in which you cannot feel your breath, you're moving too fast. Make physical relaxation a priority. No matter what you're doing, keep track of your breath at all times. Be mindful, present, and intentional with everything that you do. It is not the quantity of what we accomplish, but the quality of the work that we do. Take some time, maybe go back over this list again. Because even when I went through this list the first time, a lot of things were contradictory to what I had been conditioned with, having this hyper-achieving mindset. I didn't know how to slow down. I didn't know the importance of physical relaxation. That the quality of the work matters more than the quantity of how much you do. The quality of work that you can put into 4 hours rather than working an 80-hour week. So take some time, rather than rushing into a New Year's resolution or rushing into some big goal. Take some time to reflect on, what do you want to achieve this year? What would serve you? What do you already have? How can you spend more time enjoying what you already have in your life? As always, you can reach out to me at eugene.leeway on Instagram. At giveyourselfsomeleeway.com. You can book a call, let's have a chat. Or shoot me an email, eugene@leeway.ie. Thank you, and I really hope you do take the time to reflect on this. And we'll talk more about setting those goals coming into February. Once you've taken the time to really reflect on yourself, let's put an action plan in place so that you can grow in the 4 key areas of your life in 2024. Until next time, take care.